Hey noble ones, welcome to Metatron's Academy. Today we're talking about fake polyglots again, so let's go. The video we're checking out is called Exposing Fake YouTube Polyglots, something I always appreciate, by becoming one myself, so it's gonna be interesting. It's from Joe Zapinski. Do subscribe, giving him a like, check out his original video. You'll find a link in both the description and a pinned comment. We will not be reacting to all of it, as to encourage people to go check him out in the original channel. Let's go.
It's very likely that you have been recommended a video where a hyper-polyglot goes on camera and speaks 7 languages at once, 16 languages at once, in some cases over 20 languages at once. While some of these may be true, they might be extending the truth a little bit. I'd like to provide a little context.
And some are complete frauds.
Text around them to help you better understand what's real and what's not.
Thank you.
In this video, we're going to watch some of these Polyglot Speaks a Million Languages videos to analyze kind of what is realistic and what's not realistic. We're going to hear it from these polyglots themselves, because some of them self-admittedly don't even speak every single language fluently. And then finally, at the end of this video, I'm going
Which makes the exercise pointless. I mean, at the end of the day, if it's something you want to brag about, or if you're trying to teach me or sell me something and you're like, oh, I can speak 16 languages, but then you speak 3, which is already pretty nice. I mean, stick to the 3 you know, if you do know 3, because some of these are complete frauds and don't even speak anything. But anyways, if you're someone who speaks fluently 2 languages and then there is a 3rd language that you're right, okay, stop with the 16 and memorizing a couple of sentences because you want to sell me your book, because then you're a fraud.
To learn a language that I do not know and speak it in front of the camera, come up with something to say to show you that it wouldn't be that difficult to fake being fluent in a language that you actually don't know.
Appreciate.
For views, for money. If you like this content, please subscribe and let's get to the video. All right, First up, we have a classic polyglot speaking a million languages video where hyper-polyglot speaking in 16 languages.
I was hoping he was a hyper-polyglot. Let's go.
Okay, this is the hyper-polyglot.
This is the hyper-ultra.
Speaking in all of these languages.
Okay.
We're just going to watch certain clips of him speaking in the different languages. And
I hope one of these is a language I know, so I can also give my own opinion. Because I think the speaker now is a native English speaker. I wonder how many languages he speaks, though. I hope he'll tell us.
One of the things I want to point out that I think lends a lot of credibility to this video, and I think lends something you should look out for when watching these videos, is what is the actual format of the video.
Right.
In this video, the format is that this guy is going to speak, actually have conversation with different people in different languages, kind of one after the other. All right, so first up, he's going to be speaking Romanian.
Yeah, that's probably, oh, nice, Romanian. That's probably like a mid-level. So I think when it comes to like showing off and demonstrating your language prowess, there are kind of 3 things you can do. The worst one is stand in front of a camera, heavily jump cut video, and just say a bunch of sentences that are very short, jump cut yourself into so that it looks like a coherent, long amount of whatever you're saying, but you're not speaking to anyone. There is no conversation. We don't see if you understand and respond correctly. So that is like the worst possible thing, and it's the biggest red flag. The second thing is when you speak with someone during and have an actual conversation. That's really good, but we don't know if it's been rehearsed, and also if it's one of those things that we don't know if it's set up. So you already told them, ask me this, and then I'll respond with something I prepared. But it's definitely an improvement and something that we can appreciate and kind of case by case. The best thing you can ever do to demonstrate what you can do linguistically is to go live. Go live with someone and tell people that you don't even know, just speak to me, and then reply back. That's the best thing you can do. In fact, that is my challenge to anyone who says, I'm a polyglot, I speak Italian, Mandarin, French, Chinese. Okay, let's go live, let's talk. That's the best way, because then they won't be able to do it.
Bună ziua, Emanuele.
Bună ziua, ce faci?
Eu foarte bine, și tu?
Și eu.
Bine. Am văzut că vorbește foarte multe limbile străine.
Da?
Și de ce ai învățat românește?
Pentru că am fost în România, țara m-a plăcut foarte mult și am mulți prieteni acolo și de asta am început să învăț cu o carte de citit și așa am înțeles.
Really cool. I love Romanian. So if you are Romanian, do let me know what you think about his Romanian up to this point.
Și a fost ușor pentru tine?
A fost foarte ușor.
Okay, the first thing I want to point out is that this guy right here, He's clearly speaking pretty quickly, like he's not really holding back when having this conversation. That is going to be a huge tell of whether or not someone is at least decently fluent in a language. Is not just can they speak it, but can they understand it. This clip is actually very representative of, I think, one of the more important, larger points that I want to make in this video, which is that when you are a beginner learning a language, you start off learning some of the more common words. These are going to be your more basic words and phrases like, hi, how are you? I'm doing good. Thank you, please. Things like that. So one of the things that
subscribe, like this video,
you need to look out for when watching one of these hyper polyglot speaking a million languages videos, is what words they're actually using.
Very good, and I agree with him. And also, this doesn't necessarily translate onto technical words. Like, they don't have to be speaking, oh, I'm so trepidatious of this proficuous engagement. Like, they don't have to speak like that. But at least if they speak like the natives do, in a more natural way. If they're using book talk, very basic stuff that, you'll find on books, but people don't actually say it that way when it comes to a real living language, then that tells you that maybe they're not that fluent.
Okay, and here he is speaking Hungarian. I want you to pay very close attention to the actual words he's saying and think about...
Well, I don't know Hungarian, so I mean, I can do it, but...
kind of the difficulty of what he's saying.
I'm here. Okay, go.
Köszönöm szépen.
Azt szeretném kérdezni, mióta tanulsz magyarul, és hogy miért tanultál meg magyarul?
Tanultam 5 éve otthon Olaszországban a könyvvel, és van pár barátom itt Budapesten, és gyakoroltam egy kicsit, de a magyar nyelv nagyon szép, de nehéz. Gondolom, hogy a magyar nyelv a legnehezebb.
Yeah, of course, like talking about why you choose to study a language and how you picked up that language and how you reached whatever level you reached. This is stuff that you can rehearse and memorize. So it doesn't tell you a lot, but it does tell you, it does allow you to listen to at least the pacing, the pronunciation, the vocabulary, the grammar, and which is something I can't do because I haven't got a clue. I don't know Hungarian. So it is in like a fantastic way. Let me see what he says.
This man does not speak Hungarian fluently, but it's just an important thing to note when watching one of these videos. The point is that if all you're saying to the camera is that you learned the language with a book and you've spent 6 months learning the language or 2 years learning the language and it's a lot of fun and you love the culture.
It's very basic.
Just because you know how to say those things does not mean that you could actually hold a conversation.
Absolutely. Absolutely. He's spot on.
Now, I'd like to move on to another part of this video, which is a dead giveaway for the fact that I think this guy's actually legit. Okay, so here he is speaking Portuguese.
Ouvi falar que você fala português, mas não são isso o português do Brasil. Então, eu queria saber por que escolheu o português desse país, e não do Portugal.
Eu tenho escolhido o português de Lisboa, mas falo mal. Tenho sido em Portugal.
Okay, see, he's admitting it. He's admitting that he doesn't speak it super well. So the title of the video is Hyper Polyglot Speaking in 16 Languages.
But that's the thing, yeah, exactly.
Languages, which might lead you to believe that he is going to speak fluently in all these languages, but the fact that he's actually admitting that he doesn't speak it Portuguese fluently is reassuring that he is for real. But I just want to...
Okay, yeah, no, I appreciate that. The only thing, though, is I am agreeing with the host of the video here, but it kind of connects to what I was saying. What's the point? Like, what's the point in the exercise of showing off? Because you're showing off something. You're showing off, look at me. You can do whatever you want with your time. If you're a very passionate individual, then you're showing off your passion for learning multiple languages at the same time. I have nothing against that. I really would want to see, though, are they using this to sort of teach a method or subscribe so you can do that too? Or like buy my book. These are massive red flags at that point, because then once again, why would you learn a 16th language that you're not fluent in when you still haven't become comparatively fluent in your language number 7, for instance? Language like these numbers are just shock factor. So that's why I don't particularly like them, unless it's someone who's really, really legit. So they are fluent in 9 languages. Well, that's something that you could do. But what I hate is that what happened now is that the market has become overly saturated with people that pretend. Or put these numbers, 50 languages. Yeah, 50 languages at age 21. It's like, come on. Why does everyone have to become freaking Leonardo da Vinci of languages?
To recap the sort of three main points, three main takeaways from this video. First up, ask yourself, what is the format of the video?
Good point.
Is it just someone speaking to a camera directly, them by themselves in a room, or is it someone actually having conversations with other native speakers?
Sure.
Because if it's just them sitting in their room, it's sort of inherently more questionable whether or not they're actually truthful. Because
They could be. They could still be truthful. You know, I am sitting in front of a camera here. I don't think anyone is going to question that I do speak English. You know, so it's one of those things. But and of course, that's not what he's saying. He's saying, like, be careful, because if they never show any conversational engagement with an interlocutor, never ever, it could mean that they're not confident enough to do that, which means they're probably not fluent. Because an aspect of fluency, unless there is like an actual psychological barrier, a personality situation, those are different cases. But if you're someone who is normally, you speak English fluently and you speak French fluently and you do engage in conversations with people, so you don't have an inward personality, if you will, but when you do speak Mandarin, you never do it, then it gives me the idea that probably you're still in the intermediate sphere, if not lower intermediate, in fact.
Because as we'll go over in the later part of this video where I do that, where I try to...
Oh, that's going to be fun. So let's skip here, becoming a fake polyglot myself. I'm going to skip a little bit around. So here he has got something he prepared.
Person in front of me and ask me to understand them, I would have literally zero clue.
Right.
Okay, so we have this little script right here that I wrote out, and honestly, we're gonna keep this dead simple.
Let me see. Hi, my name is Joseph, and I'm a polyglot that speaks 100 languages. I was starting this video by speaking Polish, a language that I have been learning. Yeah.
I'm gonna plug this into Google Translate, and I'm going to read it off of a script, and we're gonna see how well I actually do.
Yeah.
Oh boy. All right. So I am roughly familiar with some Polish pronunciation. Okay, I've tried to do Polish on Duolingo, right? But again, I don't actually know Polish. Okay, well, there's only one way to do this, and that's to just go for it. I think to make this easier, we're going to set the phone up in a way that I can just like kind of read this script without you.
I do believe, however, that what fake polyglots do, first, they can memorize a sentence of 15 words or 17 words, and then jump cut and do the next one. I don't think they would be doing this, like read. I mean, you can read, but usually I can tell. We'll see if we'll be able to tell, but usually if someone reads a script, even if they place it correctly, you can still see the pupils going from left to right, which is why I never read when I'm looking at the camera. Never ever. I memorize, and I have memorized for some of my videos 7 pages worth of script just because I hate reading, because people can see it and it annoys me.
Telling Naimia Joseph.
Yeah, look at his pupils.
I think it just looks like I'm looking at the script. I need to fix it. Maybe the further back I am, right? It's got to be believable. You got to actually think that I know what I'm saying. Okay, so I'm kind of trying to rearrange things, and what I'm realizing is that trying to fake one of these videos is even less about knowing the language and trying to just make this believable.
Which you should memorize a few sentences. Really, that's what they do. Like, they will be like, 我是中国人,我会讲一些普通话. And then我要去北京,我喜欢中国. Like, of course, I can memorize these and then repeat them so many times that now I sound fluent in Mandarin, given if they completely mess up the tones. But then again, these are meant for people who don't know Mandarin, so you can easily do that. You can put a little 就是 in the middle just to show off, and then there you go, and then you do it with Japanese. こんにちは、私は日本語ができます。すいません、下手です. That kind of stuff. So that's how they do it. I don't even think they do this. I don't even think they read, to be honest. But anyways, I don't want to keep watching this because I want people to be able to go to his channel and check him out. But thank you, Joe Zapinski. I will definitely be looking forward to checking out more of your videos, perhaps here with my dear subscribers. But for now, thank you so much for joining Metatron's Academy, and do be careful and always on the watch for the fake polyglots. And if you find one, let me know.